Hey, Steve, it seemed like in the later half of the first half and start of the second half is where this game got away from you. What happened in those stretches that they kind of extended their lead?
Well, we were fighting pretty hard defensively. I thought on the half court, our guys locked in on the game plan. We worked like crazy, tried to keep the ball out of Bassie's hands deep in the post. There wasn't much pace to it early, and neither team was scoring on the half court. We didn't turn it over much in the first half. We took a lot of bad shots, uncharacteristic shots, hard shots that had the effect of turnovers. When they got out and ran, they scored pretty easily in transition. And it just popped open a lead there. We'd already used the timeout early to try to slow down and run, and we got trapped in the corner, used a second timeout, and we needed a whole bunch more timeouts and couldn't burn anymore at that point. So they built the lead there. Again, we were so stagnant offensively. We just couldn't get easy shots. The ball just wasn't moving. It wasn't zipping. Credit their defense. Their length bothered us certainly. Bassie blocked some shots at the rim. A few transition opportunities we had, we got those shots blocked. So it was just a real struggle on the offensive end, and they were able to pop it open, like you said, there midway, late in the first half, and then same thing right out of the gates. Second, we turned it over. We did turn it over right away twice early in the second half. They're converting on the other end, and really extended that lead.
Steve, with Javon specifically, what led to him having some troubles getting going offensively in this game?
Yeah, we just couldn't get him loose. They were real physical with him, locking and trailing and grabbing and holding, and just couldn't get him in space. He had some pull-up jumpers that I thought he might hit, but couldn't get those down. Just couldn't get him anything easy. Couldn't get him off the ball. Couldn't get him ball screens. We've been doing a pretty good job of mixing things up lately and finding different ways to get him going, and we just couldn't, and their length, I think, affected him a lot. Their guards have long contests in there. He knew he was going to have trouble getting all the way to the rim with Bassie in there protecting. So just too many hard shots, not much transition opportunity on our part. And I didn't do a very good job of, I guess, helping him get the looks that he needed there.
What was the atmosphere like coming off the court and then in the locker room with this being, Javon and Keaton's final game?
Just exactly what it's supposed to be. Everybody's got their head down and very, very disappointed. And there's nothing I can say to help them. Told them I'm proud of them and love them. And but immediately after a game, those emotions are pretty raw. We played a great team, but we didn't play our best game. And not that helps a lot, but you always want to go down swinging. You always want to play your best game. And certainly we didn't do that. A couple of individuals had great games for us, but that was not our best effort. We've been playing better basketball the last 2 months and would have liked to have responded better, but guys were disappointed. They knew we were making progress, and we came up short.
Coach, you spoke prior to this game about the fact that Western Kentucky likes to play at least a little zone defense on you guys, and they did at a couple different points during this game. How would you say you guys handled that zone defense?
I didn't think we handled any of their defenses very well, to be honest with you. They 1-3-1 a couple times. I thought we did handle it okay. We got some corner threes out of it, which is usually what you're going to get if you can handle the length up front of a 1-3-1. If you can get it reversed and down to the corner, I thought we were okay with that. We showed a little more poise when they were playing zone. We were just frantic against their man. So their three-quarter court zone, their little press would eat up a little time on each possession, which again takes you out of your flow somewhat. We couldn't just get it and go. Obviously, didn't have hardly anything in transition. They did have a bunch in transition, but our zone offense was. I'm not sitting here feeling like that cost us the ball game.
All right, and obviously this wasn't the ending that you guys wanted this season, but this was a season that had a lot of adversity to it, a lot of complications that you wouldn't get in a normal season. What was your biggest takeaway from this season?
Yeah, I mean, we did talk about that as well in the locker room. None of us, no one that's alive right now has ever been through anything like this. So what those guys had to go through, or not just our guys, but everybody that's playing in a conference tournament this week, what they've gone through since, in our case, it was the end of July. Different programs started earlier, later, whatever it may be, but our guys have been going since July, and we've practiced, more than we've ever practiced before. We started practicing late July with the new rules. When we finally did get in the gym, we were allowed a couple extra hours. Very few breaks along the way. Constant testing. Constantly being told to not to socialize and stay away from everybody and everything. It's hard on young people, and we know that. And I appreciate the way our guys handled that, to make it this far and avoid those positive COVID tests. Our chemistry was terrific. When we started, when you win, that's always going to help your chemistry a little bit. But we got a pretty close knit group. We played great basketball the last couple of months, but it's been hard. Those kids are tired, and who knows what's next in regards to the COVID, what we're going to tell them next. We want to give them some time off, but that doesn't mean they're going to be able to be free to go socialize and do the things that we'd like to be doing right now. So I applauded their efforts to handle all the COVID issues.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
Greg, go
Steve,
ahead.
I wanted to ask, did you get a chance to finalize with Keaton and Javon whether they'll be back for next year, or is that still up in the air? Have they assured that they are done at UTSA, or is that conversation still to come?
We'll sit down with all of them, here soon, and just discuss things moving forward. But we've been moving along with the idea that they'll both move on. And again, we'll have a good conversation about it, but we're going to wish them well. And I think they're ready for the next chapter in their lives and their careers.
They obviously had hugely historic careers here, but I think they both expected to accomplish a bit more in a tournament setting and advance farther than they have during their tenures here. Do you know if there's a sense of disappointment hanging over them with that, or how that's going to factor into just their perspective on?
Well, for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be 13 teams in Conference USA that are going to fall short of that this year, and 10 or 11 or 12 that have fallen short every year. It's hard to win a conference tournament. And yeah, they have the belief, and I had the belief that this team was talented enough to make a run at it this year. And we didn't get it done. So it's extremely frustrating, but I don't know that that's going to be enough to bring them back.
They've been such a part of this program's identity the last few years. Where do you go without them? What are the next steps for UTSA after they're gone?
Oh yeah, it'll be a little, things will be different. We'll get after it with a lot of excitement. It'll be kind of a fresh start in a lot of ways. Now we return a lot of guys too, so it's not like the cupboard's bare. We love the returners we've got coming back. We think they're capable of doing more with bigger opportunities and bigger roles. So had an unbelievable recruiting class, and we're not done yet. So we're gonna sit around and sulk tonight. At some point, we'll get back to work, and we'll be excited about the guys that we're going to move forward with. Very, very excited.
Coach, I know that we're talking here like this is the end of the season, but can you clarify? Is there any chance that you will have another game this season in one of these other tournaments or anything like that?
I honestly do not know the answer to that. I mean, there's not as many tournaments available this year. The fields are smaller. I would think it would be a long shot. We have not had any conversation about that to this point.
Would you be interested in playing in one if somebody called you?
Absolutely. I think our team can beat a lot of teams in the country. I'd love to play again.
Which tournaments are playing? I know the NIT is. What other tournaments are there?
I honestly don't even know. We were locked in on this one here. We came here to try to fly to Indianapolis at the end of the week, and we didn't get that done. So I don't know. The NIT is the only one I've heard much about, and they reduced the field dramatically. But I not withholding anything. I just don't know.
Thank you, guys. We gotta get
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything this year. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach.